everyone, welcome back to another episode of Deals of the Week. This is Rachel with 𝐻𝐿𝐿, and today we're going to jump into a few different options. Of course, most of the properties on our site are arbitrage units, so these are opportunities where you can pick up the property, lease it with the intention of Airbnb-ing it and short-term renting it out. So at this very moment, we have about 92 properties available. If you are not seeing this number on your side and you see a much lower number, it's because you're more than likely a standard user. So if you were to look into either our exclusive or our premium memberships, you'll be able to see the different options available to you there, where you can then see all the properties in real time, including apartments, as well as discounts on acquisition fees and additional promos and things of that nature. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So immediately we're going to go into a couple of different opportunities that just came in. So I was going to show you guys a couple of Scottsdale units that were available for takeover, but it looks like as of now, they're both pending. So unless those were to come back available, which I don't see happening, at that point, maybe I would share it in the video. So just in case you guys want to add your name to the wait list, you can either go to this listing, and both of them are about the same amount per month. They both have pools. They're both fully furnished, ready to go. This one is a 4-3, but the property ID is Scottsdale 15220. Again, it is pending, but if for whatever reason you want to add your name to the wait list, go for it. Okay, and then we have this other one, which is also around the same amount. The projections show a little bit lower, but of course, if you were to connect with the owner, they might be able to give you more insight. This property ID is 5673. Again, pending, but if you want to add your name to the wait list, feel free to do so. One other deal that we just had come in from this exact owner is a property in Washington. And this, we almost didn't add because of the fact that it looks unprofitable. But upon speaking to the owner, they confirmed that with the comps that they know it can bring in, and just based on the other properties around it bringing the comps down, they know that it can bring in much more than what you see here. Because obviously $27.50 after expenses and everything else, you're definitely taking a loss with this projection. They assured us that it actually can make much more than that, especially during the summer. They're looking at over $1,000 a night in some cases. So just keep that in mind. Of course, if you are interested in this deal, just feel free to reach out. We'll put you in contact with the owner, and then from there you guys can discuss a potential arrangement. But they feel extremely confident that the numbers are higher than this, and that's exactly why we're adding it. But it's just an opportunity to speak with the owner, and maybe, who knows, they might be open to some type of partnership or management agreement. So that's always something to consider. So it just talks a little bit about the information that I just went over, like additional expenses along with the projections being lower. It is a condo and townhouse, as you could probably see. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's available now. And it includes additional information like a garage, has street parking, air conditioning, all of these different features. It has a hot tub, swimming pool. Since it's in a condo association, outdoor care is included. And here's another thing, the owner is open to a potential lease option or seller financing. So if you might be interested in purchasing the property, that's always something that you guys could work out. Okay, so that one is 𝐻𝐿𝐿. Now I want to go over a couple updates on some short-term rentals where we've had some recent price drops. So 2 major markets that everybody likes, everybody wants, everyone is interested in being in is Miami and San Diego, which are completely 2 different coasts. But let's start with Miami. So we had this one property come in. I'm pretty sure that the rent was about $9,500 when it came into our site, but the owner just recently agreed to lower it. So this property is now $8,500 per month. It's a 5-bedroom location, and look at these projections, over $200,000 per year. Of course, do your own research, double check everything, but they just recently lowered it by $1,000. It's unfurnished, so of course you can furnish it your way. You can design it, make it unique. It is not an outdated space. Obviously, as you can see here, they've done some renovations, but as you can tell with some of the tile, maybe they haven't. Nonetheless, it is a great property. It's large, it has potential, and of course, it has a pool. So this property is available starting early next month. Their deposit that they're wanting is 2 months worth of rent, so just keep that in mind. It does have a garage, so additional parking, air conditioning, no HOA, and washer and dryer is included. And then just based off the projections, I mean, the profit is showing an absolute absurd amount, which again, do your own research. I don't know if it's going to bring in over $200K, but that's something for you to check out and determine for yourself. Just know that they did recently lower this rent, so it is a good opportunity to potentially take advantage of that. Another property where not only did they lower the rent, but they also lowered the deposit. So this one is in San Diego. This property is in a great location as well. Everyone knows I've been preaching San Diego forever because of the simple fact that it's one of the major markets in California that doesn't have really strenuous regulations when it comes to short-term rentals. Now, they do still require permits, and there is a limit on those number of permits. So if you are interested in picking something up, it needs to be sooner rather than later, because once all the permits are out, they are not issuing anymore. It's going to be a lottery system. So just keep that in mind. Now, the property that we're going to go over is this one right here. It's $3,800 per month. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And what it was at previously was $4,300 in rent. They just lowered it by $500. And not only that, they lowered the deposit, which is now only $2,500, which is over $1,000 less than first month's rent. So to get into this property, all you need to do is pay deposit and first month's rent, which is a little over $6,000. And then it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, so it should be fairly affordable to furnish. But it's an amazing location, especially for summer, walking distance to all the bars, shops, and restaurants close to the beach. So phenomenal location. The pictures are a little bit blurry, but nonetheless, it is a good property. We've worked with this representative before. They have a lot of units. So of course, if everything goes well with this, you might have the opportunity to pick up more. Parking is included, so it has a garage and a driveway, which can be rare for San Diego, especially with it only being a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's not even like a large home. Outdoor care is included, so that's an expense you don't have to worry about. Washer and dryer is included, air conditioning, which is great, along with no HOA. Just based on the projections with them lowering the rent, you're looking at almost $80,000 a year in revenue, $2,000 a month in profit based on these projections after expenses. So this is an exciting opportunity. Although the pictures don't do it justice, this is definitely a property I would hop on with all the different things to keep in mind. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's in a great location. They just lowered the rent. The deposit is low. And on top of that, permits are running out. So if you guys are interested in San Diego, pick something up sooner rather than later. And then last but not least, the only things I'm going to touch on are, of course, our subject to opportunities. Right now, we still have one in Atlanta. It did fall through with the last buyer, so now it is back available. I don't know how much longer it will be available, but if you are interested in picking up a property in Atlanta, Georgia, purchasing it subject to the existing mortgage, meaning you don't have to go out and get a loan. You literally are taking over the payments subject to the existing loan, and all of the details you can find on our website. I don't believe that this is restricted from standard users. Standard users should be able to see this as well since it's been on our site for over a month. But this is a great opportunity for someone to pick up a property for little to nothing out of pocket, literally less than $15K cash up front. You can turn this into a cash flow midterm rental, or if you're somebody that lives in Atlanta and wants to purchase a home for your primary, you don't really care about how much it makes, quote unquote, cash flow. This is also a good opportunity. And then same thing for another property that we have in 𝐻𝐽, Texas. This one we just got under contract, I think, last week. This property is also fully turnkey, ready to go. Ability to purchase the home for $15,000 or less cash out of pocket before closing costs. But this home is right next to a military base. It's only an hour from Austin, 2 hours from Dallas, 3 hours from Houston, so near all the major cities. And again, it is a 3-2. The amount that you see right here, the $23,12, that includes principal, interest, tax, insurance, and solar. 5.25 interest rate, and again, get into this property for less than $15K. You could either turn this into a room rental, a midterm rental, a short-term rental. There's multiple different things you can do with it. Check out all the information here. They ideally want to close by the middle of next month, but just based on the higher projections with AirDNA for a property like this, you're projected to bring in about $44,000 a year. Again, guys, these are all of our properties. These are the deals of the week. If you have any questions around this, please feel free to reach out, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.